That was weird. Hey everyone, welcome back to JP's Budget Collecting. I don't know if you can hear the sound the whole time through the intro, or if it's just me that couldn't hear the sound. Somehow my computer got muted. I don't remember doing that. Yeah, but hey, welcome. Welcome back to another episode of the Whatever Report, where we hang out on usually a Saturday and we talk about comics and what I picked up. And okay, so you did get sound for the beginning of the intro. Okay, I got it about halfway through because when I figured out that I couldn't figure out why I had no sound. So I'm glad. Hopefully that means you can also hear me. This is also a good thing. We have a man GTC in here tailgating early. Lasso was in here early today too. What's going on? He is back though right here at the start. Gordon is here. What is happening, my friend? Hope you're doing well. It says he heard sound, so I think that means we're okay. So yeah, we are here. It's a Saturday. We're gonna hang out. I got a few things to talk about. We've got through some reading, actually watched some things. I picked up a couple of things. Yeah, so we actually got, things to talk about for once. So I shouldn't say for once, but this week we got some things to talk about. So let's get into our usual stuff, and we'll start with our usual. What are we drinking? I am sipping a little bourbon tonight. A little Yellowstone a little store pick of Yellowstone. 115 proof on this. I had like just the regular Yellowstone. Wasn't a huge fan. I do like this store pick though. So my sister get this for me. Someone else get this for me. I don't remember who got this for me. My sister got this for me because I could tell where it's from. Never mind. So that is what we're drinking tonight. And then, so yeah, we will shift from that to what is coming up on the channel. Is my phone just like alerted like there was nothing. Appears to be nothing. So, what is happening on the channel? Well, this past week, I dropped a video on Thursday with the Omnis I'm looking forward to coming out this year. On this morning, I dropped the look back video on. I do something else this week. I guess not. I guess that's it. I was thinking there was another one, but no. Obviously, we're here tonight. No D&D tomorrow night. Sorry, Gordon, but Alec and Tony both want to watch their Patriots in the Super Bowl, so that is. I was fine with playing D&D this year during the Super Bowl. I didn't care, but they want to watch it, so no D&D tomorrow night. Monday, Marcus and I should be back for Cash or Trash. I should have some sort of video this week, but I don't 100% know what it's going to be yet. So we'll see. And on Thursday, but on what is today's the 7th, 8th, 9th. On Wednesday, I didn't even bring it. It's over there. I forgot to grab it. I need to pull it out because we're going to be talking about it. So yeah, on Wednesday, I will be over on John's Comics with Kids channel. We will be doing another one of our Omni discussions on John's channel on Wednesday night, and we will be talking New Teen Titans Volume 1, Omnibus Volume 1 by President Wolfman. I'll be honest, I read this probably almost a month ago at this point. So I'm going to have to go back and review a few things before we do it. It's the Seahawks Super Bowl. I'm buying Omni this week for Wonder Woman Silver Age Volume 3. There you go. It's Seahawks Super Bowl. California's close enough to Seattle. I wanted John to do a weekly New Teen Titans Omni show. Yeah, we're not doing that. Well, he did. Yeah. You guys are doing a monthly. He's not going to do a weekly anything other than Omni X-Men, Ryan. Like, he's just not. That's not where John's at. It's hard enough to get him to do monthly ones of these, as you know by doing your Justice League Avengers thing. So yeah, he just doesn't have the time or the schedule to do another weekly show. So, yeah, we're gonna be talking New Teen Titans Volume 1 on Wednesday night over on John's channel. Thursday will be my pre-record that I don't know what it's going to be. And then I think our next one, we are actually going to do for reading in February, discussing in early March. We're gonna shift away from DC and Marvel, and we're gonna do on my channel. We're gonna do a indie comic. We're gonna do Local Man. So no Omni Dazzler. Neither of us own that, I don't believe. Hey, Nerdy Geek, what is happening, sir? Hope you're doing well. You didn't see. You clearly didn't watch my video on Thursday. Then you didn't watch my video on Thursday. Good God. You might have to go check that out. That's all I'm saying. So anyway, that is the plan for what is coming up in the immediate no Thursday videos are watched. Well, then you might know something about something if you did. I don't know. Anyway, so that's what's coming up this week. We'll be doing Catch Treasure on Monday night. We'll be doing over on Wednesday night. I'll be over on John's channel talking New Teen Titans. On Thursday night, I'll have some sort of pre-record. I don't know what I'm doing this week. I'll probably figure that out tomorrow. And we'll go from there. Next weekend, there may be no whatever report. Hopefully, I will know tomorrow. May have a family thing. I may not. We're playing things by ear, which I hope we kind of do it because it works out because we're also not doing D&D next week anyway. So we'll see. We'll see. See, there you go. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. I really want to read that one. That one is high on my to-get list for sure. So yeah, that's what we got coming up this coming week. What else we got? What did we pick up this week? My new comic books for 2 weeks of new comic books that usually come on Friday or Saturday are back into the pattern here after the first of the year of being Monday or Tuesday instead of the Friday or Saturday after the Wednesday. So the last 2 weeks of comics are not here yet. Hopefully they'll be here Monday. Maybe Tuesday. We'll see. So I didn't get those picked up. My new comics didn't get picked up, but I did get my in-stock trade order. Came in 2 shipments, but it did come this week. We did pick up 1 DC Omnibus in my most recent in-stock trade orders. This is a series that I've never read. I knew about it, but I never read any of it. And that is the Grayson Omnibus by Tim Seeley and Tom King, where he's a super spy, basically, during the New 52 era. You don't know the story here. They killed him off, only he survived. Like, the bad guys thought they killed him. Batman and Dick used that to pretend that he was dead, and they sent him undercover with Spiral, some evil organization. I don't know. And anyway, I've just never read this. This is a part of the Nightwing Dick Grayson story I have never gotten to. So it had been on my to-buy list and in-stock trades for years, literally. And I finally pulled the trigger. There's a couple of those in this most recent in-stock trades order we're going to talk about. But I finally pulled the trigger. So at some point, I will read this sucker. I don't know that I'll ever get John to read it with me, but I will read that sucker at some point. And talk about it. Other things I got. I picked up a couple of just smaller trades, series that I really want to read and get into, that hopefully I'll get into this year at some point. I know what my next couple of reads are going to be, but these are going to be pretty high in the stack. A Chariot, Brian Edward Hill. It's only 4 issues. It's a tiny thing, but I've heard really great things about it. So I'm very curious. A ghost that's trapped in a car that, like, yeah. So it looks cool. The Jeff DeCall covers are super cool. They've never went back to it, which I was surprised because I feel like it's gotten really good reviews from anybody I've ever heard talk about it. So that was one of my purchases. I also picked up big Reminder fan and this is one that I've been wanting to get once it was done and read. If you know, I don't really, you guys know I don't buy a lot of indie comics that are as they're coming out. I usually wait for trades. I waited for the trade on Grommets. And yeah, so we got that. It's going to be high on my list as well. So looking forward to reading that one as well. Another series a bigger series that I've been wanting to get into that has 4 deluxe editions that have been out for a little while, and I just have never got around to it. It's been on my list for on my indie list for several years, and just never gotten it started. So we picked up the first 2 deluxe editions of Lazarus by Greg Rucka and Michael Lark. So yeah, this gets us through issue 21, and then there's 2 more to get us through issue 28 only, but it has 2 other little mini series with it. So probably, yeah, this is going to be one that I'm going to start this year and hope to get through. I only picked up the first 2. I may wait to pick up any more until I make sure I do actually like it. So probably, though, I know I'm reading Rare Flay, which we'll talk about. Oh, I forgot, coming up on the channel like in a week from, not this week, but next week, on the 19th, Marcus and I, and maybe John, will be talking Rare Flavors on my indie show. That's the next one. Then we're doing Local Man. And then after that, probably the next one I'm going to try to do, I may do Grommets or Cherry just because they're super small. But the next one is, I did get the Bitterroot Omni hardcover. It's got the first 15 issues plus the special. I know they came out with like a next generation that's got like 5 or 6 issues that came out in the fall. That's not included here. Just the original run is included here. But I've heard fantastic things about Bitterroot. So I grabbed that. And then the last thing that was in my In-Stock Trades order this time was a series that I already have. I've already read. I've already talked about on the channel. But I had the floppies, and I've seen this forever. They did it was a Dark Horse production, so they did one of their library editions. And it had been in my, much like that Grayson thing, it had been in my wish list forever. I wonder if the stupid thing is not doing comments again, because it's been forever since I got a comment. So I'm going to mute myself for just a second. Just didn't want you guys to hear that. And yeah, it's clearly. Oh, no, can't I see the comment? So yeah, never mind. You guys just had been quiet. So I just know that last week it was like forever. So yeah, you guys are caught up with I went on and popped out the YouTube chat just in case it falls behind again. But it appears it has not yet. So you guys were just being very quiet. So one of my a favorite of mine, and I've forgotten how much I love the art. I flipped through this thing. I may have to reread this at some point this year. I read this with Jen, which was always a fun time. So I always think of Jen when I read this. But Lady Killer, I got the Joel Jones Lady Killer, the 2 volumes in the library edition, and the art is just freaking, I mean, yeah. Mrs. Schuler, Joel Jones knows how to draw Mrs. Schuler. Let's just put it that way. It's just so good. So freaking good. I love Joel Jones' art. I love that this story is a ton of fun. The violence, the everything. She just knocks us out of the park. Love it. So, a favorite of mine. And so I did go on and pick up this library edition, which means we have decided on the trades we're giving away for February. I'm probably going to try to find a couple of Joel Jones variants that she's done of different characters to go with these. But I'm going to give away my trades for Lady Killer. That's going to be my giveaway to members this month. Don't know what the variants are going to be just yet. I'm going to look for some more. But yeah, end of the month, if you're a member, you will get to read. You will get my Lady Killer trades. now that I have that sweet library edition. So yeah, we're going to give that away at the end of the month. So that is what we picked up this week. You guys are just very quiet, so either you're like, no, that's interesting. Let's see. So let's skip over to what are we reading? Now that we're through what we picked up, what are we reading? So talk about that. I'm getting ready to start. Literally going to start. Probably, I may read this tomorrow. I may wait till next weekend. We'll see. Depends on what my plans are going to end up being for next weekend. But I got it. Rare Flavors. Marcus and I are talking about on the 19th. Obviously, I've read the Titans thing. We talked about that. We're going to talk about that on Wednesday. I did get through my current stack of new comic books. So let's flip through them. We'll start with Black Cat because it's the one that I actually read last. Just got through this. So we're continuing the story of Felicia trying to sort of be a hero and failing. And basically she got caught up with some vampires. They've basically taken her to vampire court, which is, pretty much rigged against her, as we find out here. And she seeks out Daredevil so she can get his buddy Matt Murdock, so implying she doesn't know who he is, to be her lawyer and defend her in this trial by the vampire trial. It's silly and fun. Like, this book has been silly and fun. Having read G. Willow Wilson's Poison Ivy, I was just hoping for more, and we haven't really got it yet. It's mostly just been silly and fun. And with the silly and fun with these Adam Hughes covers is been enough to keep me going on the only Marvel I'm currently buying. So I just wish there was. I've been left wanting more. I feel like there's how good she did Poison Ivy. I feel like there's got to be a little more here, but maybe that's just who Felicia's gonna be. So I guess. Next, we did buy. I talked about it when I got them. I got two covers for the most recent issue of Catwoman. Continuing this story by this one was upside down, and she's actually supposed to be like that, flipping out. Yeah, because love that cover. Obviously, the Frank Cho. This story by Gronbeck, her second kind of story arc where Felicia is basically trying to steal from Carmine, steal from her dad this priceless pearl, and she's at this auction thing where he's supposedly selling it, but really using that as an opportunity to clean house against a bunch of people that have wronged him or whatever, and she's caught in the middle. The Court of Owls are there. There's all kinds of crap going on here. I've really enjoyed these two arcs of Gronbeck. They've been very different than what we were getting before. She's been in Europe the whole time. She's definitely in a little bit of trouble here. My guess is this arc wraps up next issue. It was interesting when he finds out that he realizes that she was not just the person that she was there, and therefore probably the person that stole it when he realizes it's been stolen at the end of the thing. We'll see how he for sure reacts, but based on his reaction here, was kind of fun and interesting, like sort of acknowledging his daughter, which was, yeah. So, which I didn't think he really did, but I've enjoyed that. I'm enjoying this current Catwoman run by Gronbeck. I think she's doing a great job. Wonder Woman. We got who's the author on this? Williams. Is this Joshua Williams writing this? Who's not writing this? It just says Williams, and I don't remember who's writing this. We got a 2-issue interlude here in the Tom King stuff where somebody else is writing a 2-issue arc. And basically, Diana returns to Themyscira. She's burnt out, needing Stephanie Williams. Okay, Stephanie Williams. There you go. And needing to find herself, and basically leaves the other Amazons to babysit baby Elizabeth. And yeah, she's we got drama because the Greek gods are interfering, strife is interfering. It was a good issue. It was solid. We'll see where the second part of this goes. We kind of had a previous 2-issue interlude here a while back when Wonder Woman and Batman went to Deal with the Gods. So we've had a couple of these. Both of them have been pretty good, or at least this first part of this one was pretty good. So yeah, continues to be a solid book. Obviously, it's really about when Tom King's writing it. And we'll see. Tom King's worst arc so far was the Mouse Man thing, without a doubt. And honestly, he hasn't sold me on the whole Matriarch stuff yet. So we'll see where that goes in the next, when that comes back. But a couple of issues, it's fine. Girl, I'm a mom. I'm tired now. I go to sleep. Yeah, basically. That is basically. Did I get the Wonder Woman Black and Gold 2026 special? I did not see that. I don't even know that I noticed that was written by him, that was something that I needed to get. So I missed that one, Lasso. I clearly missed that. So I'll have to see if I can track that down at some other time. But I clearly missed that because I did not know. I don't even remember seeing that when I was buying books, that there was a Black and Gold 2026 special when I was ordering my books from Midtown. So I clearly just missed it. 3 stories. He wrote 1. Return of Paperman. Okay. Yeah, I just missed that. It didn't register when I was going through my Midtown order. If you get the A cover because it's the best. Okay. Let's see. What is the A cover here? Let's see here. We'll go in here. We'll go to Wonder Woman. Black and Gold 2026. I see. Is that the let's see. Let's do the Cow Geeks thing. There we go. All right. So the one that has her, like, is that a Sampier? It looks like it's a Sampier. I only see 2 covers. I see this one, which I can't get this friggin' advertisements to go off of. Let's share screen. Why didn't it? There it is. Whoa. Slow. That one, I assume, is the one you want? Do you think it's the best? As opposed to, what's this other one? Oh, good. Ooh. Who's the artist on that one? Is that a Gerard's? Man, it freaking adds this. That website's not, not that big of a pain. All right, well, we're going to get rid of that. It's like freezing up. It is. Yeah, it is sucking my. Hopefully that my internet. Cliff Chang. It didn't look like Cliff Chang. Yeah, that's that one. Okay. Yeah, it's not bad. So no, I hadn't paid any attention. I totally missed that one. So, and then hopefully my internet's better. I feel like I was like frozen and thing because I had that website open to look at that cover. Nightwing 134. I think we're hopefully next issue is going to be the finale of the Cirque du Sin thing. It's been fine. It's all like 5th dimensional imps and stuff, and I don't know. I just felt like this whole thing. All right, I'm just pissed. Let's just put it this way. Dan Waters basically took everything good Tom King had built and went, nah. And it's the Cirque du Sin story is fine, but it's all the other stuff that's pissed me off. They haven't broken Dick and Babs up yet, so I guess I'm not completely like irate, but The Titans being in Bloodhaven, nah. The Pennyworth Foundation, that all the good work he was doing, he just like offhandedly in like 2 panels gave that to his sister to run. And then, but she left town because she's not going to be mayor anymore. So they're taking his sister out of the book. And like, I don't know, all the, like, everyone loved the Tom Taylor stuff and they're just ignoring all of it. And it just, like, why? Why? It was so good. Why? Why would you take, oh, this is a favorite run. Let me get rid of all of it. Not quite there, but we will. We will. So it's a fine story. Like, I've read way worse Nightwing stuff than what's going on right now. I'm just pissed because they're ignoring the Tom Taylor stuff. And then Die number 3, Die Loaded number 3. Obviously, if you've watched my channel for a long time, I really love the original Die series. I'm a little bit confused. I mean, you're always confused in Die. I feel like I've been more confused. I feel like I need to, like, I read this issue. I feel like I now need to go back and reread all 3 issues, but still enjoying it. But yeah, I'm going to have to, or maybe wait a couple more issues and then do a read the whole thing as a bigger chunk. I don't know how long this is going. I know there's at least 6 issues. I don't know how long this one, the original run was 20. It'll be interesting to see how long this one goes. It's been solid so far. I've enjoyed it, but I'm also confused, but I'm always confused by that story. Aggressively want to talk. We are on whatever we're reading. Well, what we're the reason we're talking Mistborn, we'll get to that. We'll mention that a little bit, is I read it for the first time. It's not my first time, and I read that Isles of the Emberdark thing, which is kind of off by itself, that my friend had given me. And which I enjoyed. It was good. It was a good book. I enjoyed it. I didn't really need to know. I didn't feel like I needed to know. I'm sure there was lots of stuff and hints and Easter eggs that I didn't pick up on. It was fine. I still really enjoyed the book. But my friend was like, if you're going to dive into Sanderson, you should start here. So we did last week. We started on Mistborn. Yes. See, thank you. I'm with him aggressively. So this was my first dive in. What did I think? I really enjoyed it. It was a ton of fun. I really like Vin as a character. Kelsier is a blast. I won't spoiler anything related to Kelsier, but like Kelsier is a blast. I really like Saz. I like the whole crew that, like, she gets hooked up in the course of this book a lot. The Lord Ruler, what is it? How they refer to him? Like, it's Lord Ruler, right? That's our big bad here. Is kind of a, so we think we're getting, I mean, I love the little vignettes at the start of all the chapters where you're getting the history on this guy. But overall, the Lord Ruler ends up being a very flat villain for me. Like, he's just there. I don't feel like we get enough depth to understand why he's doing what he's doing. And maybe we're going to get that in books 2 and 3. It is a trilogy. But yeah, in this first book, at least, I don't feel like we get enough from the Lord Ruler. And Eland, we don't get enough from Eland. What we get from Eland does not justify where the story takes Eland. Doesn't really justify Vin and his relationship that kind of comes out at the end of this. And I don't know, Eland and the Lord Ruler for me were the weak parts of this book. And they kept it from being great for me. Like, whereas, like, I gave all those Jade books, and and maybe because I just finished them and I'm comparing, I gave all those books like 9, 5, 10s. I gave it a solid 8.5 out of 10. On my book scale, that's not a comic grading scale. It's on my book scale, which is really good. Like, and puts it right up there with, let me pull up my stuff here. From last year, just in terms of like first books, Like the first book and that Court of Thorns and Roses thing was not nearly this high. It was way less than where I put this. Now the second book was about here, so that was a good thing. It's higher than like Throne of Glass, which I really ended up loving that whole series. First book was the weakest, or one of the weakest in that whole series. Red Rising, first book. I put this above first book of Red Rising. Now, it did not reach the heights of books 2 and 3 of Red Rising for me, but we haven't got the books 2 or 3 of this yet. It didn't rate up to, the only series that I rated the first book higher than I rated this one that I read last year were the Greenbone Saga, which is Jade City, and Dungeon Crawler Carl. Those are the 2 book ones that rated higher than this. Now, I had a couple of them that were basically equivalent to this. Let me see. A couple of books, other books that were similar ranked to this one. So I really, really enjoyed this book, despite what I had to say, what those 2 characters kind of falling a little flat for me. I like the world. I love the way that Sanderson lays out his magic system here. Like, we learn it as Vin learns it, like, which makes it a little confusing at the beginning, but that's fine. Like, you don't, like, for me, it was a little bit like, wait, what, this does what? Which one does what? And I got a little, like, when they would call them different things, I was like, well, what does that mean? What metal are they using? And so I got a little confused, but overall, I really loved that he didn't just do it as a big exposition dump, that he just, as she was taught, we were taught. And I think it worked really, really well, despite my, like, occasionally trying to be like, wait, which one does that? Just read the new Emerald Sea book. There you go. So I'm looking forward to book 2. I will definitely continue down the road of Mistborn. We'll see. Probably my plan for Sanderson is probably, I think I looked on a couple places and it was like, do the Mistborn trilogy, do Warbreaker, and then maybe another one of his like kind of standalone things in the Cosmere before you start Stormlight. I don't know that I'll get to Stormlight this year. I'll probably try to do these 3 and then maybe do a couple of the other books people recommend before you start Stormlight, and then dive into Stormlight. But I think I'm probably in, at least for now, on the Cosmere, on Sanderson's little universe. We'll see how far I go with it, how far it takes me. But I'll probably, once I get through these 3, probably jump to some other stuff, kind of like I did with Red Rising. I did those 3 last year, and then I have not went back for the second. Well, 3 books are out, but it's going to be 4-book set, and I'll probably do that maybe later this year. I did those last summer. Maybe this summer I'll look for those. Maybe this fall I'll dive back into some Cosmere after I get through these 3 this spring, or this winter and spring. But I really enjoyed it. Aggressively asked about like the TV series and stuff. So he did announce a deal with Apple, and he supposedly is working on right now. Supposedly he started working on the Mistborn script. He's going to do movies through Apple Plus or Apple TV or whatever, through their streaming service for 3 movies for the Mistborn books and a series for the Stormlight books. Is kind of what he's saying. So he finally struck a deal. I guess he's been trying to shop these things for a long time. There's people have had the rights, things have not worked out. And so he finally made a deal with Apple. And he's got a ton of control, and he's actually writing the scripts. So, which is a good thing, I would think. We will see, but it should at least be close to his vision when it comes to TV, which is usually better than when somebody else takes it and runs with it in general. Not always, but usually the more the original writers involved, the better. But I'm looking forward to continuing the book series. Like I said, this is my dive in here. We will go from there. But I've seen a ton of different lists on how you read this thing, like these 18 books or whatever it is that are in his Cosmere universe. For now, we're going to read the 3 Mistborn books, and then we'll go, because I bought all 3 of the first trilogy. I know there's another 4 books in the second series, I think. But yeah, I enjoyed the heck out of Mistborn. So the other book I finished like an hour ago that I read this week is, you guys, I'm basically on a pattern of 2 fiction, 1 nonfiction. It's basically the way I do things. So I had a nonfiction that it was time for because I'd done J Legacy, I did Mistborn, and then I read this IMC3PO, The Inside Story by Anthony Daniels, that my sister was one of the books my sister got me for Christmas. And if you are a Star Wars nerd, this is a joy. I mean, it's just fun. It is. You're not going to turn. This is not a memoir in the stance that you're going to learn a ton about Anthony Daniels' life. This is really about his experience being C-3PO. So he's telling stories from the set of all the movies, and being on the radio drama, and being on like the holiday special, and he just basically all these different events and steps that he went through in his course of being 3PO. He's got fun story. He's got some fun stories about Carrie. He's got some fun stories about Mark. He's got fun stories about Alec Guinness. He's got fun stories about J.J. Abrams and George. Yeah, so it's just really like, yeah, hey, they called me and I got invited. And like, and he talks about being in the cameo in Rogue One, where like the director the people from Lucasfilm call him and it's like, hey, you want to talk to me? He's like, well, is he in? Tell him to come by the flat and we'll talk. And the guy came in and was trying to sell him on just making shooting up just to make a cameo that he makes in that movie. And he's like, yes. And the guy's like, but really, I know it's not what you want. And he's like, no, yes. So it was like, I'm sold, I'm in. And it also talks about his relationship with 3PO and his relationship with George a little bit, which are like, is a little more insight there. He originally felt somewhat bitter after the original movie came out because they left him out of all the promotion after the movie came out. Like, people literally thought that it was a robot, that they'd built a robot, that they pretended like there was nobody in it. Like, he wasn't on the poster. He wasn't invited to the premiere. He wasn't like, yeah. And he was kind of bitter for a long time about 3PO and about George's appreciation for him. And he says, like, at one point they did have, like, he invited George to lunch and he told him, like, and George was kind of like, well, you did a great job. And he's like, what? and George, like, he talks about the fact that George is a genius, but he's not always wasn't always the best with thing. And so, and he talks about, like, I thought his insight into the prequels was very interesting because he talked about that they weren't a lot of fun to make. And like he talks about Ewan and Natalie being great, and all, the other actors and Jimmy Smits and everything. Like, he talks about a lot of like those interactions being super positive, but he but he's like, there was one point like they'd shot a thing like toward the end of Revenge of the Sith, and like when Padme's flying to Mustafar to confront Anakin, and 3PO is in the front cabin with her, and like he's there, and like so, and then they shoot the scene where in that same little cabin where Obi-Wan's flying away after the battle with Padme trying to take her and 3PO away, and he was supposed to be in the opposite chair or whatever, and like because now Obi-Wan's flying the ship instead of him and Padme. And George's like, well, we got your shot with, we got the shot yesterday with you and Padme, so we're good. We can put you back in digitally. And Ewan was like, George, Tony's standing right there. He could just sit down. And like, but there was a couple other stories like that of where, like, there was one thing and there was something in the back, a ship in the background, like, oh, it's not working, it's too high, we'll just put it in digitally. And they're like, and the people on set were like, George, we could just lower it. Like, he got so obsessed with what he could do in the computer that he sort of lost sight of the things that were on. It was a very interesting story. It was a very interesting insight into some of the things that those of us that love the original, that were young enough to remember the original trilogy and then saw the prequels and were like, what is he doing? Like how George kind of got lost. And then, and then you see how much more joy he had doing the sequels that a lot of people hate also, which is really just because they didn't have a plan. Like they didn't have a plan they didn't have a trilogy. They were like, JJ, make a movie, and Ryan, make a movie, and oh crap, they didn't like it. JJ, make a movie. It wasn't. So it was a very interesting. Yeah, yeah. George was a genius, but he wasn't. Or George is a genius, but he's not. Yeah, he couldn't help himself sometimes. So, uh, probably, probably. But it was a very there was a lot of interesting insights into his perspective and the fact that like it was a constant battle to like it wasn't until Rise of Skywalker that he had hands that worked. Like the gloves that he was in, like he couldn't like anytime he holds anything in any of the other movies or picked something up, anytime 3PO, they basically had to Velcro it or glue it or stick it to his hand so he wouldn't drop it because he couldn't the gloves that they use didn't bend and function like fingers. It wasn't until Revenge of the Sith that he's like, I could pick things up. He was so excited. And he couldn't see. So, like, I mean, he could see, but he couldn't see. Like, he couldn't see down at the ground. So, like, trying to find his mark and, like, all the times he fell over. And, like, it was a lot of fun. And so, if you're a big Star Wars fan, yes, I would recommend it. Are you going to get a lot about who Anthony Daniels is? I mean, you pick up, but he's not telling a lot of personal stories. This is all about Star Wars stuff. But he worked with the guy who was in charge of Star Wars Fan Club, the original Star Wars Celebration. Like he told that story that he was basically the main MC and they got people to come to that and like that story. And like, so it's all these Star Wars things that all the times he's been as 3PO. And he talks about how his relationship with 3PO evolved and how much now he loves him, and it's really because of the fans and those interactions, and it really over the years changed his perspective, which I think is a long time ago now, but on 3PO and his relationship to 3PO and how he's received now after those first few years, the first movie, and then they were finally like putting him on the poster, and he was supposed to go to the premiere for Empire Strikes Back, and then he got sick and couldn't make it, and like so there was all these things that he had these early bitter memories about being 3PO, and now it's just joy, and it's a really cool and fun thing, and it was also very interesting because he said goodbye to the character 3 times. Like when Return of the Jedi was over, he's like, I said goodbye, it was done, and he stole like bits and pieces because the original Millennium Falcon they like burned, like they were just like, yeah, we're done with it, and they like, and so he stole all these little bits that he has, and like and because it was just like plywood and stuff stuck to plywood and everything else, and all these wires and bits and stuff that they used in the thing that he stole, and then then he said goodbye after the prequels, and then he said goodbye again after Rise of Skywalker. So it was just a very like it was fun. It was enjoyable. So and and the stories about Carrie and like some of those things it was just a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. It was a good book. It wasn't like I said, if you're not a huge Star Wars fan, it would not be a book I would recommend to anybody that's not just like a massive Star Wars fan. So Kavi, you would like it. But like so those were the 2 books that I got through. Those were the comics I got through. What are we watching this week? Man, I've been long-winded. We did actually watch some stuff this week. I watched since I've been on here, I've watched 2 episodes, I guess, of A Night of the Seven Kingdoms. We've watched episodes 3 and 4 of Dunk and Egg. I got myself all out of focus. See if we can get back in focus. Am I back? No, I'm not. Come on. There it went. Move my face forward. My only complaint about A Night of the Seven Kingdoms is the episodes are too short. It's only a 6 episode season. All the episodes are like 30 minutes. It's like, oh, bring it. Egg is the actor playing Egg is so freaking cute. Like he's doing such a great job. I love the guy playing Dunk. Um, it's so different than any of like, and I'm a Game of Thrones fan, but it's so different than any of the other Game of Thrones stuff. Um, I think the next episode is going to be a little more Games of Thrones-ish, but yeah, it's so good. It's so much fun. If you gave up on Game of Thrones because of the way season 8 ended of the original show and never gave House of Dragon a try, give A Night of the Seven Kingdoms a try. It's a ton of fun. It's a very different tone. It's very humorous. It's a very small story. It's basically the story of this hedge knight and his squire at this one single tournament. The whole season is going to be this one single tournament, jousting tournament, like from A Knight's Tale with Heath Ledger and stuff. If you ever watched that movie, like, yeah, it's basically a tournament, a joust, and the battle, and all that kind of stuff. And it's very, very good. So I'm enjoying the heck out of that. We'll talk more about it when the season's over in a couple of weeks. I'll probably make that my thumbnail and talk about it in length. I also watched the Muppet special this week. Unfortunately, I saw a thing on Instagram beforehand of somebody complaining about the new voice for Kermit and how it doesn't sound like Kermit. And it ruined the whole show for me because I got on there. I was like, oh my God, no, it doesn't. And like, it was a fun throwback to the Muppet Show from when I was a kid. I remember watching that and loving all of that stuff. And I mean, it was very much how that, I don't think it was as clever, as good as the one they tried a few years ago that didn't go anywhere. That was all the behind the scenes stuff that I thought was like even better. But this was back in the original theater and everything. And I thought it was good, but I couldn't get past that guy's voice for Kermit. It was terrible. It was driving me. It was like, that is not Kermit. Like, I can't do a Kermit, but I know lots of people that can do a better Kermit than the guy that was voicing Kermit. It's like, come on, man. Like, it was so bad. And maybe it was just, if he hadn't pointed out to me, like if I hadn't seen that thing pointing it out to me, I might not have noticed it as much, but man, it just seemed like every line, it was like, dude, that does not sound like Kermit. A little water. Okay. Let's see. All right. With that, I think we got a few minutes left to do a little whatever you guys want to talk about. So yeah, this is your chance. Although I haven't seen many comments lately, so it still looks like there's a few people in here hanging out. I guess while I'm waiting for that, let's do a quick shout out to my channel members. Big thank you to these folks been with me. Most of them have been with me for the full year or so that I've been doing this. So big thank you to all of those folks. I already talked about what the giveaway that I'm doing for them at the end of the month. Since I got that Lady Killer, they're going to get these 2 trades plus at least 1 or 2 variant comics. I don't know what I'm going to. I'll throw something in. I haven't figured out exactly what that's going to be yet. But yeah, it just wasn't very good. It just like it ruined everything else for me. I saw something about that they were having like some DC 90th anniversary or 100th anniversary or something. I forget what it was. Anniversary buckets, which seemed weird that they were just having them without the movie. But I mean, I don't know. I'm not a big. I know those AMC, the collectible popcorn bucket is a thing. I don't have an AMC. Like I've never my little local theater is a B&B and it doesn't have I don't think I've ever seen them with like collectible popcorn buckets. So, and I've lived here for 20 years now. More than 20 years now. And so I rarely go to a theater anywhere else. It happens occasionally. Yeah, like it's such a huge thing, but yeah, I've never been into the popcorn bucket thing. I mean, I think they're kind of cool. I might if I went to a like a big movie and like they had a cool bucket, I might get it, but um yeah, I've never done it. So but yeah, I know it's a big thing. It's a huge, like, people go nuts for those things. I've never been into that. I mean, I didn't really see, like, I saw a thing, I don't remember what I saw that was saying like they had new DC popcorn buckets, but I didn't really even like get a good look at any of them to see if any of them were super cool. It just looked like they had like old comic art on them, but I couldn't, maybe there was something more to them than that. I don't know. So you'll have to tell me last show if I'm just missing out big time. I did like just something else I got is, you guys will see, is like I got, so that used to be one of the 9 ones. I upgraded for my indie comics because it was getting full to a 12, and now there's a 9. That 9 is now on the other wall. So I got some extra room, but I got more top shelf space, and I need to put like, need some statues and some other stuff to put up there. I need to get some stuff, maybe some more Legos or something. So I got a big top, flat, open top space over there that I need to, like, put something in. And yeah, I need to get Wonder Woman. I need an absolute Wonder Woman because that's my jam right now. That's my jam right now. So, anything else? You guys got anything else before I get out of here? We're at 52 minutes, so we can quit at any time. Nothing. Let's see. What else? Was there anything else? I did watch a little of the Olympics today. Not much. I watched it for a little bit. I was kind of only half paying attention. What snacks you have tomorrow night? Well, not a lot because I'm not going anywhere. Like, I got in the habit of, if the Chiefs are playing, like, I don't even like, when the Chiefs are in the Super Bowl, I don't even like, when the Chiefs are playing, I don't like watching the game with other people. I can watch it with my sister, but even my parents, and my parents are fine. I occasionally watch it with them, and it's fine, but I prefer to just watch the game by myself. So, like, all these Super Bowls, the Chiefs Super Bowls, I never did Super Bowl parties, nothing. It was just me. And so I'm not on a list for any Super Bowl parties. So this year, I'm not doing it either. I'm just hanging out. I'm only going to probably half pay attention. I don't really care about the outcome. I thought about, we have the sports betting now in the state. Just like in December, we finally got it years and years after everybody else. But I thought about downloading the app and like putting something on the game, and I'm like, so that's probably not happening. So just to get me some interest, and I was like, but I'll probably I do like traditionally I make this like buffalo chicken dip thing, and I'll probably make a little bit of that, and that'll be kind of all I'll do. So yeah, I got some like some wings that I'll probably do those for like, I think do those for like lunch. I'll be honest, I'll probably just do a little bit of that chicken dip and like yeah, and I'll be I'm not really chips, and yeah, I'll be, and maybe some wings, like, because I got some, yeah, I could do that. I could do those wings. So I might do the wings and then that dip, and that'll be it. So I mean, I don't know if it's a thing. It's a thing for me. Like, for me, I've always sort of been that way. If my team was involved, I didn't. I don't want people talking to me. I just want to watch the game. I don't want to be talking to you. Now, I will say, like, I say that, and then my sister and I will sit during any Chiefs game and be texting back and forth, like, during the game. We'll be messaging back and forth, like, what the hell? God damn it. And like, but we're way better. Like, both of us don't really want to be in the room with each other. Like, we would way rather just be able to vent and like via the text than actually be sitting together. Like, because we've talked about it. Because like she would, I guess that like so. She obviously has kids, married. The in-laws live right up there near where she lives, up in Chicago. And the in-laws always have like a Super Bowl thing, and the whole like all the brothers and all the families go over to the in-laws for like the Super Bowl. And the Chiefs, Karen has stayed at her house by herself to watch the Chiefs Super Bowl. So it's not just me. So yeah, it may just, I don't know if it's a Chiefs thing or what, but she will say she will not go. She has not been going to the Super Bowl party. She's been staying at home to watch the game by herself with the Chiefs because she gets so like, yeah, because she's like, no one wants to be around me. Like they make a bad play, I'm grumpy. like she's like, and we're all the same way. So yeah, we like to watch the. I don't like. I'm not gonna lie. Last year, because I have a routine, like how I watch the game, where I sit, how I move through the house, if things are going well or going poorly. Last year's Super Bowl on January 31st last year is when I had my foot surgery. And I was completely non-weight bearing for over a month. That first week I was trying to get around, like I was wrapped. I wasn't even in a cast yet. I was in a soft cast, and my folks like came down and stayed to help me with stuff because I couldn't do like, I could barely get. I had the little knee cart and I was trying to get around, but I couldn't get around very well. So they were here for the Super Bowl last year. I'm not saying that's the reason the Chiefs played poorly and they lost. That I wasn't in my normal spot doing my normal routine for a Chiefs game. But I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. Oh, John's here. Time to go. So, John, you come in at 57 minutes and 42 seconds. I'm almost done. So we're into but I appreciate you stopping by, sir. I hope you had a wonderful day. I know it's been a tough couple of weeks for you, my friend. I hope your dad's doing well. And so I know. So I hope everything's going well with you. I seen a little storm thing yesterday. Hopefully that gave you a smile. But yeah, and looking forward to, since John's here, we're going to be over at his channel Wednesday night talking New Teen Titans. Looking forward to that. And then he might join me in a week or so for a little rare flavors. So we'll see. Well, hopefully he'll join me for that. No, you're good. You're good. I'm just giving you a hard time. I appreciate you stopping by. So I'm glad you did. I hope you're doing well. And with that though, I am gonna like wrap this thing up. The red jumpsuit. I mean, it is a pretty good costume. It's a pretty good look for her. It's a pretty good look for Donna. The red jumpsuit is a nice look. See, now in the star, I don't dislike her current costume, the black with the stars, but it doesn't quite, given that it's all black, it doesn't quite give the definition of the red one. It doesn't quite give the definition of the red one. So, all right, gang, I appreciate you all for hanging out with me. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your weekend. I hope all your families are doing well. I know the outside world kind of sucks right now, but enjoy the time you have. And yeah, we will catch you next time once I find that is not the button I want. This is the button I want. We'll catch you next time. Later.